Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hello. You might want to hit that subscribe button because we're on the road to 400 subs. So here's a warm welcome to the family. Today I'm gonna be reacting to animated dark web horror stories, and personally I love watching these. I prefer like the paranormal ones. I haven't really watched any like dark web ones, but the dark web is creepy, so let's see what this is about.
I'm the only one on Earth that doesn't own a computer. It's my ultimate firewall. They can't find me if they can't trace a URL. So now I conduct all of my online business at cyber cafes or public libraries. 6 months ago, I tried dabbling on the dark web. I didn't have a specific purpose in mind, just a burning curiosity. I heard lots of cautionary tales, but cautionary tales have a way of becoming urban legends that mutate into outrageous exaggerations. How dangerous could the dark web really be?
Listen, to me, the dark web, it's basically like an urban legend. Like, I know it's true, like you can like watch weird stuff. Is that the dark web or deep web? I don't know, but it's just weird stuff happens. But I don't know if it's like they can track where you are and just be outside your door within a second and be like, oh, I'm gonna shoot you. I don't know how this works.
It was a Tuesday night. My descent started innocently enough, with some Googling and a few links down some rabbit holes that looped back or just led to dead ends. Eventually, I followed a few cookie crumbs, which led me to some link locked away on some server. The link's name, funnydeath.comingyourway.onion. The moment I saw the link, I felt a clawing sensation rake across my scalp.
What's the onion
I've never had
for?
such a physiological response in my life.
Listen, would you
I
click on
backed away from my
that?
computer, leaving the link unclicked.
Because I probably would.
I made some Hot Pockets and watched some TV. But the link kept gnawing at me. After a couple whiskeys, funnydeath.comingyourway.onion didn't seem so dangerous. I plopped myself back down in front of my computer and clicked on the link. The screen went black. I thought my computer had crashed. Malware. I slapped my forehead and prayed that my firewalls could keep me safe from whatever Trojan horse I just invited in. But then, the black screen pulled back and back until I realized it was the close-up of someone's pupil. A face began materializing from the slowly widening lens. Finally, I was face to face with some guy in his 40s, bald as a cue ball with dark, deep-set eyes and a cold stare.
I bet this guy's gonna
His
be like
blocky
right
face
outside his
was
door.
pockmarked with adult-onset acne and a zipper scar under his left eye, which winked at me. Then he raised a hand into the frame and pointed it at me like a gun. Just as he intended to shoot me, I heard the distant pop of an actual gunshot. I jumped out of my chair and peeked through the blinds. My neighborhood looked the same as any other night. Just parked cars and quiet rows of brownstones, everything glowing yellow under the sodium vapor bulbs of the street lamps. I sat back down at the computer. The camera shot of the guy was pulling back into a wide-angle shot. I could see he was sitting in a metal folding chair in some vaguely dark environment.
Egghead looking
He
ass.
was burly, wearing dark pants and a white beard yellowed with age. And he was loading a real gun, a big revolver of some kind, shiny and chrome. I finally recognized it as a .357 Magnum. He pointed the firearm at me and pretended to pull the trigger, which corresponded to another real gunshot somewhere beyond my window. This time the shot sounded closer. I tried closing my computer's browser, but it wouldn't respond. I slapped the monitor and pressed the power button, but the view of the nightmare gunman wouldn't go away. The camera was now pulling back even further, revealing that his folding chair was on an industrial roll of plastic in a dimly lit warehouse. I stabbed my fingers at the keyboard, pressing Ctrl-Alt-Delete just as the gunman shot his revolver twice at the camera and just as a pair of real gunshots rang out like thunderclaps right outside my blinds. I ducked under my computer desk and ripped the cords from my desktop out of the wall. Then I yanked the cords to my monitor and speakers and printer, disabling every component of my system, severing every connection I had to the World Wide Web. I stayed tucked under my computer desk for hours, avoiding the window until my legs had fallen asleep and my butt and spine went numb. When the sun came up, I finally crawled out from under the desk and peeked through the blinds. The outside world showed no trace of bloodshed or a phantom shooter, but the damage to my psyche was too real to ignore. I tossed out my computer that day and will never own another, all because of one misguided foray onto the dark web. And that's my cautionary tale to you. But if my story doesn't sway you, by all means, try clicking on the link yourself.
Are you serious?
funnydeath.comingyourway.onion.
Thanks for watching. You can watch a similar video here.
Wait. Listen, that wasn't even... Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Are you dumb? Maybe you just have really good speakers on your computer. Like, okay, yeah, if I heard gunshots the same time the guy was pulling the gun, yeah, but this guy was drunk. That's not rude. No, that should have been Drunk Night Horror Story or something. Like, anyway, the next one better be reasonable. That did not put me off the dark web, so if that link exists, maybe I should try it. Get this video to... No, I'm kidding. Well, I might not be. Okay, this one better be good.
A few years ago, more like
That
10
voice.
years ago, I used to be big into visiting weird websites. I had a lot of time on my hand, due to not playing sports, nor did I volunteer for anything at all in high school.
Me.
I told my friend Mark that I was starting to get bored. Honestly, I was bored with what I was experiencing on these websites. He said I should go on the deep web. He and I used to go on the deep web, but never found anything. So I decided to search through some more stuff, a little deeper. I searched for hours every day for about 2.5 months. Still nothing that I hadn't seen already. I told Mark, and of course he said just visit the dark web. When I did go on the dark web, I saw chat rooms, all with different names. I came across one named I, as in EYE. It was all in caps. I entered the chat, but before entering the live chat, you are assigned a number. Mine was P34. I confirmed my number and entered. There were hundreds of people. The comments were coming in quick. At first, I didn't understand what was going on. The screen was black, then a name popped up on the screen that said Mr. Wiggles. The comments immediately stopped and a voice came over my speakers.
That doesn't sound creepy at all.
34. Then his name disappeared off of the screen and the comments continued, everyone giving me welcomes.
You got a little shout out.
A few minutes go by, then a countdown from 10 pops up on the screen. Then the chat goes crazy. Once it reached the number 1, the screen went straight to what looks like a view from a camera just watching someone in what looks like their home.
See,
I
this
sat
guy
there
is
watching this for
definitely
20 minutes
outside.
and nothing happened, so I shut down my computer. The next day I went to school, had a normal day, went to Walmart, then I went home. I decided to go back on the same chat from before. I confirmed my number P34 and again, there were hundreds of people commenting. Mr. Wiggles popped up and just like before, the comments stopped. Across the screen it said, no new members tonight. Then the countdown started again. Everyone in the chat started going wild. The countdown finished and then it was showing the point of view from a camera again. But it was outside of a school. My school from earlier that day. At that point I was intrigued. I couldn't tell if it was focused on a certain person or just watching the school. After 30 minutes of watching the video, our school bell rang and everyone started to come outside while whoever was recording was positioned across the street in the car. Once everyone came out, the person got out of the car and started to follow a crowd of kids. Everyone started to split from each other, and the person recording started to follow someone. It was my friend Mark. He had to be at least 100 feet behind him.
Not Mark.
I started to call Mark,
Anyone
but
but
he didn't
Mark.
answer. I kept calling him as I watched the video, but nothing. The person followed him to his house and sat outside of his house.
He gonna die. He gonna
The
die.
man behind the camera finally said, "No parents are home." And he began to walk to Mark's house, rang the doorbell, and waited as he continued to record. A few seconds go by, and Mark opened the door. He looked confused, and the guy said, "P34 sent me." And Mark looked afraid that the camera shut off and everyone in the chat left. So I did too. I called Mark's house phone instead of his cell phone, and his mother answered. I asked for Mark, and she said that she thought he was with me. I panicked. I then received a notification on my phone from my Gmail account. It said the sender was Mr. Wiggles. The message was, "I'm getting closer, P34. Mark says hi." I was shocked and didn't know what to do, so I called the cops. They didn't do anything about it because the email disappeared.
They're not gonna do
I
anything
haven't been on
anyway.
the dark web since, and no one has seen Mark. Still to this day, I receive messages with pictures of me in random places, along with the same written message that said, "It can happen anytime."
Listen.
I honestly wish I never went on the dark web.
First of all, why Mark? Huh? Just kill the what's his name? P34. I don't understand these people, these weird dark web people. I guess there's different types of side effects of being in the dark web. You get stalked your whole life, your best friend gets killed. Just don't do it. I hope that put you guys off the dark web. To be honest, it didn't really put me off. I'm just as curious as I was before, but obviously I'm too scared to go and try it myself. But yeah guys, leave a thumbs up if you like these types of videos. I honestly love reacting to them. But yeah, thanks for watching.